We have this problem on the board. I'm going to try to just write on the Microsoft Snip and Sketch thing. So we've got, just rewrite this. We have the square root of 13 minus 2 times the square root of 42. Now what I want to do, these problems can be tricky to approach if you haven't done this before, but let's look at something. Let's look at what happens when we take the square root of a minus the square root of b, and then we just square this. And we multiply it out. We're going to get the first term squared, which is a, plus the second term squared, which is b, and then minus the product of them, which can be written like this, minus 2ab. And the thing to notice right now is that what we have here actually looks quite a bit like this. So we can just kind of equate. We can say, we get two distinct parts. We have a plus b looks like it should equal 13. And we have AB looks like it should equal 42. So we have AB equals 42. Now, if you really wanted to take an extra step, what you could do is you could just kind of solve this as two equations. Like we could say A equals 13 minus B. Then substitute this back in here. And we'd have 13 minus B times B equals 42. Multiply it out. 13b minus b squared equals 42. We can see that this is a quadratic. I can just arrange this nicely. Like I can move it over here. We could say b squared minus 13b plus 42 equals 0. And solve for b. Let's see, how can we do that? We can just factor it like b minus 7, b minus 6 equals 0. And we have two roots, 7 and 6. And now you could plug those back in and solve for a, but what you're going to find is if you plug in 7 here, you get 6, and if you plug in 6, you get 7. So these are the only two solutions for this. And so, but what does that tell us? What does that give us? So 7 and 6 are our values for a and b. So we'll plug back in here. And then what we're saying is we can reduce this equation to the square root of 7 minus the square root of 6. And that's going to be our answer. One thing you could do real quick if you don't know, so typically in a problem like this, they're not looking for an imaginary solution. They're looking for a real. It's usually positive, and they're looking for a real solution. But just if we wanted to check, we could write 13 as the square root of 169. And then we can move the 2 inside of here as a 4. 4 times 42 is 168. And then doing that now, we can see this is going to be greater than 0. Pen still doesn't really want to cooperate. So that's why this solution doesn't make any sense, because we'd be getting a negative solution when this has to be positive. Okay, so that's it for this problem. I'm going to do a few more of these in the upcoming videos, and I'll provide a link to my radical quiz, which I have right here. And this has this problem, but it also has a number of similar problems and varieties on it. So in my next problem, I want to do a few variations on this, because I think these are some interesting problems. So that'll be it for now, and I'll stop it there. Thank you.